So shall we start our interview?
Yes, sir. Just 1 minute.
ऋषि horizontal कर लो.
Okay, Rishi, are you ready now?
Yes, sir.
So we are starting with your brief introduction. So give
Yes, sir.
your brief introduction in 30 to 40 seconds.
Sir, I am a qualified cost and management accountant. I have completed my BCom from St. Wilfred's College, Jaipur, and I have a work experience of 1.5 years of different things like about income tax, about filing GST returns, filing income tax returns, preparation of cost sheets. And I have also learned about my motivation skills, like how to analyze things into different ways. And I got motivated because of my work experience. I got motivated to develop a skill so that I can analyze one thing into different ways. So I have also got this analysis skills during my work experience.
Okay. You did your professional experience from which Vishnu Agarwal Associates, Mumbai?
Yes, sir.
So you studied from Jaipur and Byawar.
Yes,
Then
sir.
what is the reason behind doing your professional experience or article experience from Mumbai?
So because I got a good opportunity in Mumbai, so I have gone there. So because I have no problem of city constraint that I have to be in Rajasthan, I am ready for Pan India. So wherever I got good opportunity, I have gone there.
Okay, you did your preparation of cost sheet, projected financial statement. So what is the projected financial statement? How will you prepare?
So projected financial statement is something which we prepare about future cash flows. It is about the capital management of a company. It also helps company to get loans. So it is something about the future estimation of the companies.
Okay, what is the difference between cost control and cost reduction?
Okay, so sir, cost reduction is something which we have to reduce the current cost. For example, if we are making a one product, we have a direct material expense of 5 rupees. So to try to reduce it to 4.9 rupees or to 4.8 rupees is something cost reduction. But
Okay.
cost control is something, it is a process, it is a management so that we can control our cost. To use whatever cost we are giving, we should get it effective utilization of resources, we can say. Cost control is something like that.
So standard costing is a technique of cost control or cost reduction?
It is a technique of cost control, sir.
Cost control.
Yes, sir.
Okay, one is management decision tool is the marginal costing,
Okay.
and second one is the absorption costing.
Okay, sir.
So in which situation, which of this method is applicable for the decision making?
So marginal costing and it is there are two different things. So marginal costing tell about it helps about the management to take decisions, because it tells about the contribution per unit, or we can say the contribution. Fixed cost is not taken in marginal costing, but whenever we come out absorption costing, fixed cost is also taken. And absorption costing, the main purpose of it is that we can find out that the company has under absorbed the cost or absorbed the cost, or it would help us to give that where we are lacking. It would help us to know the variances. The basic purpose of it is variances.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Rishi, yes, Elizabeth.
No, please continue, sir. Please continue. Absolutely.
So Rishi, I'm a businessman who has started a business currently, and initially I'm thinking that my turnover in the next few years will come down to 2.2 to 2 to 3 crores. So as a GST consultant, because you have worked in GST registrations and returns and everything, please advise me. I don't know anything about GST. Okay, I don't know. I'm a layman completely.
Okay.
So advise me what all things would be required, how I have to do the registration, what are the entire compliances and everything.
Okay, so sir, GST, it is a compulsory registration if you crosses, if the limit certain crosses. So please one. So if certain limit crosses, for example, it is 40 lakhs. If you crosses the turnover, you have to compulsory register in GST. The second thing is you have to file compulsory GST returns. And when compulsory GST returns are GSTR 3B, GSTR 1, and we have to file annual returns. So that and the one more important thing is that we have to do different registrations of our firms, of every firms which is having turnover. And if we are doing interstate supply, we have to do separate registration for that firms who are having interstate, or we can say other state supplies. We can also get distinct persons For example, in one state we have two firms, like one in Jaipur and one in Ajmer. So we can take two different registrations if we want. So it is in our choice. So GST is something which helps the government to control the taxes. So it is very beneficial for the company
So
also.
is there
because
benefit for me also? Is there some benefit for me also if I do
Yes, sir.
GST
It
registration?
is a benefit for us, for you also, sir, because it will reduce the cascading effect, and you can get input tax credit also of all the things. So it is beneficial for you also, as
Okay.
compared to the previous system.
Okay.
So
Yes.
what is the concept of distinct person?
Okay, so ma'am, distinct person is something when we take separate registration of a one firm in different in the same state. So the branch office gets separate registration, it becomes distinct person.
So is it necessary to take the separate registration in a one state, then only it is called distinct person?
No, no, ma'am, it is not necessary, but we usually call it as a distinct person. No, only the distinct person, it could only be tell when we get separate registration. Registration is not compulsory, but when it get registered, it will be called as a distinct person, because now it is a different entity in name in the eyes of GST law. So it is a distinct person.
What is the minimum amount of GST payable under GST law?
There is no minimum amount. It is all based on the supply services.
Okay. Okay. What is the minimum pre-deposit amount if you are going to file an appeal under in the Commissioner Appeals in GST law?
25, ma'am, I am not sure. I would get it. I am not sure. I am confused.
Okay. What is the impact of GST on TDS deducted under Income Tax Act?
It has no impact, ma'am, because GST we will get on the taxable value. So TDS is also under the taxable value. So it has nothing to do with GST. TDS has nothing to do.
It is,
For example, the payment of 1 lakh, the firm has deducted 10,000 rupees at TDS. So we will get total 1 lakh GST on 1 lakh. So TDS has nothing to do with. So we will not include TDS.
okay.
Rishi, you completed import-export management program from IIIA, right?
Yes, yes,
And
sir.
you also worked for the registration of income import and export code.
Yes,
Please
sir.
tell me what you learned from IIIM regarding the import-export management, because I never heard about import-export management kind of anything. So what do you learn in that? How you manage import and exports, and what are the special things you learned from there?
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So, sir, what I have learned from import export is about the management of import export, how to do registration, what are the documents you require for export, and how you can duty drawback, how you can get duty drawback. And we also get practical exposure. For example, the IIIM owner is also a producer of plastic units, so they themselves export it. So we got the knowledge of all the things. For example, how to do export, how to get list of exporters or list of importers of different countries, what benefits we get from government, like 1-star, 2-star, 3-star benefits, and how we can claim duty drawback and all these necessary things. And the most important thing what I learned is that how to prepare the documents for import export. For
Okay,
example,
so while
when
you were doing articleship from Vishu Agarwal and Company, Vishu Agarwal from Associates, so I think these all kind of the functions are also performed by a chartered accountant. There's some background sound from you. So these all functions are also conducted by a chartered accountant, like when you are doing practice. So these all other functions are quite common. Like what additionally you learned from that IIIM, right? What is additional?
actually, sir,
These all the
I
functions
have
are.
done. Let me explain, sir. I have done that IIIM import export management course before I have started my work experience. So
Okay.
first, I have got work that IIIM course. Because of that, it helped me in my work experience also. So it helped me. So I have done auditing of import firms who are
Okay.
importing. I have helped them. So this helped me in different in my work experience.
Okay. Tell me one thing. While filing the income tax return, what is the role of Form 15H?
Income tax return form 15H. Sir, it is something that I'm not sure, sir. I'm not sure.
No issues. No issues. Okay. Internal audit. You also did internal audit. You also did cost audit. You did financial audit. What is the difference in internal audit and financial audit?
So financial audit are audit of financial statements about P&L, balance sheet, and all the financial statement part of financial statement. And internal
Okay.
audit is something which is audit of internal process of the company. So it helps the company to reduce cost and many different things. So it is the internal process of the company. Internal audit. Internal audit have finance component in it, but internal audit is not a financial audit.
So you don't use to examine the financial statements in internal audit.
Yes, finance component is a part of internal audit, but internal audit is
So
a
it is
wide
not
scope. It is a
okay.
wide scope. So finance component do have internal audit also. But the
So
internal audit
that
do have
means
finance component also.
whatever you used to cover in the statutory finance audit, that is already covered in the internal audit, right?
No, no, sir. Because internal audit, the scope is decided by the management. So
So
this,
okay.
yes, the scope is decided by the management. So we cannot say that all the things are covered. If the management want, we can cover all the things.
Okay, so if any company under section 138 is conducting internal audit, then it will not going to decide the scope because it's statutory audit. Under
Yes,
section
yes, sir.
138 of Companies Act,
Yes, sir.
there are the certain companies which are bound to conduct the internal audit. So
Yes, sir.
in that case, how the company can decide the scope of internal audit?
So in that case, it is not possible. So in that case, I would say that there is a difference between internal audit and financial audit, because in financial audit, we give about the true and fair view of financial statements. But in internal audit, we tell about the internal process of the company, that whether it is effective, whether it is how much efficient, and what are the basis that what we give improvement measures, we give recommendations to the firm also. So internal audit is something related to that, and the main purpose is to reduce the fraud. Whenever it comes to law, when we say it is a compulsory audit, so the main purpose of the law is that the company should not have fraud. So it is an inclusive thing for it.
Okay.
And what is the role of Ministry of Trade and Commerce and Ministry of Finance in case of import and export?
Okay, so Ministry of Finance is something it relates with finance. So whenever we say, okay, Ministry of Trade and Commerce is it helps to get MOUs, or we can say sign with the different entities of different governments, other governments. We can say where DTA government. So it is the Ministry of that ministry. But whenever we come about the Ministry of Finance, so it has something to do with the financial roles, that whether we got the export revenue in timely basis or not. So it is they have both different roles.
Who is the Minister of Commerce currently?
Minister of Commerce, I do not know. I do not.
Okay. Okay. So, Rishi, for example, we have a very important deadline to be met in the organization. It's a very important work on one hand. And on the other hand, you are demanding for a leave because do you have any siblings?
No, sir, I am single.
Do you have any
I am single child. No, no siblings.
For example, say your first cousin or someone has you have a very important marriage in your house, and you are telling that I have to go for a leave. And on the one hand, there's a very important work in the organization to meet the deadline. So what will you choose at that point of time? Will you not go for the wedding?
So, sir, I will actually analyze the situation that how much important work the organization have. If
I'm telling you, it is a very important work. It is
no,
a very
I will look at whether it is an alternative process, or whether some alternative I could find. Like example, if some other person could do it, so I would request them to do it. Or if it is not possible, whether I could delay it. And if nothing is possible, and if it is like it is a compulsion for the company, otherwise company will get into loss, I will consider for the company. I will first go for it.
okay. Okay. So, Rishi, you have also learned Sujok therapy. You have written.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, can you suggest some points for the back problems which you know about Sujok?
Actually, sir, Sujok therapy is something when our whole body is covered into one hand. So whenever you have back problems, it is something which is called as back. This is something back. So whenever we press it like this, so we will heal our back problems. So it is something we can say this is a part of our back. So
Left
we can
hand or
press
right hand?
any hand, sir, any hand. So because our whole body is in our every finger, so all the 10 fingers and all thumbs.
So Sujok therapy cannot be done through the legs?
Yes, sir. Both hands and both legs. From both hands and both the foots. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, Rishi,
Yes, sir.
you have mentioned in your CV import export management program.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how can you hedge your receivables? Suppose you have, you will receive $1 lakh in 3 months.
Okay.
Then how can you hedge this situation?
So, sir, if I have received $1 lakh in 3 months, so I can buy a put option. The first option is that about the dollar, I can buy a put option so that if the dollar get decreased, I will get refund of it. I can do future contracts. I can do forward contracts, and I can also money market hedge. I can also do it.
Okay, okay, good. And accrued income is asset or liability?
Accrued income. It is something. Just give me a minute. It is a liability, sir.
It is liability. And outstanding expenses?
Outstanding expenses is also liability.
Okay. And unearned income?
Unearned income is an asset, sir.
Unearned income is?
Asset.
Asset. Okay. In which head of balance sheet debentures are shown?
In which head of balance sheet debentures are shown? Sir, it is in the long-term borrowings under the equity and liabilities. Under the long-term borrowings, debentures are there.
Okay. Preference share dividend is appropriation of profit or charge against profit?
Pardon, sir?
Preference share dividend is appropriation of profit or charge against profit?
It is appropriation of profit. And sir, I would like to just correct my answer. Unearned income is a liability, sir. And accrued income is an asset. I just recall it, sir. Yeah,
Yes. Okay. And what is the difference between charge against profit and appropriation of profit?
Okay, so charge against profit means something to go to P&L, the profit and loss account. So we are charging against profit, and after all the profit, when we get net profit, so the distribution of the net profit, or we can say the charge with net profit, is the appropriation of profit. It is with shareholders and those people.
Okay. What will be the entry for rent paid to landlord?
Rent paid to landlord. So rent account DR to cash or to bank, we can say.
To cash or bank. Okay. And what will be the entry for bad debt recovered?
Bad debt recovered, sir. Bank account DR, cash account DR, and to bad debt recovered.
Okay. Why BRS is prepared?
So, sir, BRS is prepared to reconcile our cash book and the bank book, because there are certain transactions which do not reconcile, we can say, which are recorded in cash book but not in bank book, and certain transactions which are recorded in bank book but not in cash book. So, we reconcile it.
Okay. Okay, Rishi, good.
Okay.
Okay.
So is
Okay, thank you, Rishi. Your interview is over. Now take feedback.
sir. Okay, sir.
so Rishi, distinct person. It's a simple two GST registration under same PAN.
Okay, it is distinct person. Yes,
No, I know you know the answer, but why to make complicate the answer? ना simple चीज को simple बोलो.
Complicated. तो
And
मैम आपने फंसा लिया था ना, घुमा दिया था, तो कॉम्प्लिकेट हो गया.
पहले कमिश्नर अपील्स पे 7.5% प्री डिपॉजिट है,
उसके बाद 25% है शायद.
10% है उसके बाद.
अच्छा, 7.5 to 10%.
ठीक है. What is the role of Ministry of Trade and Commerce and Ministry of Finance? Ministry of Trade and Commerce makes the policy, और उन पॉलिसीज को कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट करना है उसके लिए मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस नोटिफिकेशंस इशू करती है. यही कोऑर्डिनेशन होता है दोनों का इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट में. पॉलिसी बनाएगी.
तो ये वाला आंसर गलत है, क्योंकि एमओयू से मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ ट्रेड एंड कॉमर्स साइन करती है.
मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ ट्रेड, रोल ऑफ मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ ट्रेड एंड कॉमर्स इज मेक द पॉलिसीज.
Okay,
and Ministry of Finance implement it by way of Finance Act or GST law or by custom law. That's it.
Okay.
ठीक है. और थोड़ा सा मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है आप आंसर तो ठीक दे रहे हो, बट आपका ना स्पीड ज्यादा हो रहा है. स्पीड
ज्यादा है. ओके.
A1 से मैं एक ही चीज बोल रहा हूँ उसको.
बहुत ज्यादा
A1 से एक ही चीज बोल रहा हूँ. राजधानी है ये हमारा.
जैसे इसके पास रात में पेपर आ गया था और अभी सॉल्व कर रहा है.
ओके सर, आई विल ट्राई टू रिड्यूस.
वंदे भारत है हमारा, वंदे भारत.
बट अच्छा कर रहे हो आप.
बहुत अच्छा सारे क्वेश्चन अच्छे थे, आंसर
कॉन्फिडेंस अच्छा है, बट उतना जल्दी बोलोगे तो समझ में नहीं आएगा ना कि क्या बोल दिया.
कई बार तो जल्दी बोलने के चक्कर में आप आंसर ही गलत दे देते हो, मतलब आपको
हाँ, एक
आता
दो बार हुआ सर
लेकिन
अभी।
आप आंसर ही आपने क्या दे दिया आपको पता ही नहीं चलता खुद को ही।
हाँ, वो आदमी रेक्टिफाई करना पड़ा सर मेरे को।
फिर
मैम ने
आराम
पूछा,
से
सर ने
सोच के
पूछा था।
एक्रूड इनकम वगैरह, अनअर्न्ड इनकम वगैरह
Yes,
जो
आराम से।
बाद में करेक्ट
मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉमर्स, सीए पीयूष गोयल।
हाँ ये मैं
ओके,
सर ने बहुत
पीयूष
अच्छा
गोयल,
बताया
यस
ये।
सर।
ये आपको पता होना चाहिए बिकॉज ही इज अ प्रोफेशनल, लाइक अगर और कोई मिनिस्टर
चार्टर्ड
होता तो
अकाउंटेंट।
चलता, बट सर ने ये बड़ा अच्छा सवाल पूछा, तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हमारी फेटर्निटी का अगर कोई बंदा है तो उसके बारे में तो एटलीस्ट पता ही होना
पता
चाहिए।
होना चाहिए।
यस सर।
चलिए क्या, अच्छा एक आपने इनकम इंटरनल ऑडिट के बारे में बताया। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इंटरनल ऑडिट स्टैट्यूटरी हो या ऑप्शनल हो, दोनों ही केस में जो स्कोप है वो स्टैट्यूट डिसाइड नहीं करता है, ठीक है ना।
Okay.
Scope of internal audit is decided by the company or entity. Okay, so the department or any of the statute do not play any role in the internal audit. Though it is a statutory internal audit, still they don't
Okay.
play any role. And second,
Okay.
is the scope of internal audit is much wider as compared to the statutory audit, as you
Financial.
rightly said. So the comparison between both of them is not possible because you need to go beyond to the financial statements. So
Yes.
if the internal audit covers the entire financial statement, still statutory finance audit is compulsory because it is ordered by the statute. Okay, so that you have to keep in mind. Third, निपुण सर ने आपको बोल ही दिया, मैम ने भी आपको बोल दिया कि यू हैव टू कीप योर स्पीड स्लो बिकॉज बहुत ज्यादा फास्ट हो रहा है, तो उसमें आप थोड़ा सा ध्यान देना पड़ेगा। और बाकी ओवरऑल अच्छा था, यू रिप्लाइड ऑल द आंसर्स कॉन्फिडेंटली यू, बट कुछ एक जगह जो आप बार बार ये बोलते हो ना लास्ट में कि ऐसे ही इतना या कुछ इस तरह का, आप लास्ट में जो डिस्टर्ब होते हो आंसर देने के बाद में, वो नहीं होना है। आप कॉन्फिडेंट रहा करा करो, एक बार जो आंसर दे दिया वो दे दिया, ये बाद में उसको 3 आंसर बाद में उसको रेक्टिफाई करना ये थोड़ा सा ऑकवर्ड लगता है, ठीक है। तो कोशिश कीजिए कि आराम से सोच के आंसर दें। आप अच्छा कर रहे हो, बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे हो, थोड़ा सा इंप्रूव करोगे तो और अच्छा रहेगा, बेटर रहेगा।
ओके सर, जो हाँ मैम
बोलिए रिची, बोलिए।
मैम, एक रिलायंस जियो ने शॉर्टलिस्ट किया है और एक मैम पावर उसने प्रिज्म जॉनसन है, तो मैम इनके लिए क्या तैयारी करूं मैं, कुछ एक्स्ट्रा मतलब एक्स्ट्रा क्या पढ़ना चाहिए मुझे इनके लिए?
बस एक बार आप कंपनी प्रोफाइल पढ़ लो, कंपनी क्या कर रही है। एक सेकेंड, आपने लिखा शॉर्टलिस्टेड फॉर रिलायंस जियो, ठीक है, तो थोड़ा सा टेलीकम्युनिकेशन इंडस्ट्री के बारे में, टेलीकम्युनिकेशन जीएसटी में क्या ट्रीटमेंट है टेलीकम्युनिकेशन का, ऐसा तो कोई स्पेसिफिक है ही नहीं, मतलब कुछ जीएसटी में तो ऐसा कुछ खास है नहीं कि टेलीकम्युनिकेशन के बारे में बहुत कुछ अपना पर्टिकुलरली पढ़ना है। एंड प्रिज्म आईटीसी एग्री
में है।
हाँ तो ठीक है, आपको बाकी तो प्रिज्म जॉनसन, आप केवल इनका कंपनी प्रोफाइल एक बार रीड कर लो, व्हाट कंपनी एग्जैक्टली इज डूइंग।
एनालिसिस कर लो, एनालिसिस अच्छा करता है ना।
अच्छा बस ये आप पढ़ो और बाकी आप डोमेन अच्छा कर रहे हो, सो यू विल क्रैक द इंटरव्यू। थोड़ा सा पेस को कंट्रोल रखना, आप डोमेन अच्छा कर रहे हो तो यू कैन डू इट, कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
ओके
ओके, थैंक यू ऋषि।
सर एक मिनट, 15H फॉर्म जो होता है वो इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न फाइलिंग करते टाइम काम में नहीं आता है। वो बेसिकली जो सीनियर सिटीजन्स होते हैं वो लोग जब अपने इनको इनकम, अगर कोई इंटरेस्ट फ्रॉम फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट्स या रेकरिंग डिपॉजिट्स अगर होता है,
उसी के लिए होता है सर। लेकिन आपने मुझसे पूछा तो मेरे को लगा कहीं मैं तो गलत नहीं हूँ, तो मैंने जवाब नहीं
तो हमारा तो काम है आपसे कंफ्यूजिंग क्वेश्चंस पूछना। यू हैव टू बी कॉन्फिडेंट। हम तो पूछेंगे ऐसे सवाल क्योंकि हम तो इंटरव्यूअर हैं। सो यू हैव टू क्लियर।
ओके
ठीक है,
ओके,
ओके, ऑल द बेस्ट ऋषि।
थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सर।